Welcome to the Hollywood Initiative. Here today we have Scotty Mullen, who is a phenomenal writer and a casting director in LA. Hi, Scotty.
Hey, Nancy.
Scotty has written Sharknado 5 and 6, and he also cast Z Nation, which is on the SCIFI channel. Big poster in the back there. So, how's your day today?
It's been great. It's better now that you're here. Yes.
Too kind, too kind. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go straight into it.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so we have a few questions.
Okay.
All right, so first, I want to ask, you cast and write a lot of sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say an actor needs to keep in mind when they're going in for an audition for sci-fi as opposed to a sitcom or a drama?
Right. I think a lot of the misconception is that, oh, this is sci-fi, so it might be stupid and silly, and that's totally the opposite. I just think of it as a drama, as like Jason Bourne, something, the reality of a character. It's all about the character's journey.
Yeah.
Whether they're fighting a dinosaur, or whether their husband is leaving them for another person, or whatever it may be, it's the same kind of character arc. So still go with that. I will say, sometimes I will see actors that come in and think that they're too smart or good for the material,
right,
and that comes through as very inauthentic. So,
right. So
unauthentic, I would say. For instance, we just filmed a crazy dinosaur horror movie, and but the actors that he cast all took it very, very, very seriously, and I would say that is that's my piece of advice: is don't underestimate the material.
Yeah. So even if it's like a three-eyed monster alien,
right,
treat that as something of high caliber rather than silly.
Right, and you could also say, like, instead of it being like a monster, if you can't, get into it, just think of it as like, like a burglar breaking into your house, or some other kind of, Donald Trump coming to attack, or whatever it may be. So just find something relatable. With that, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Great. That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we have a question from Mel Fennick, and she's from Australia.
Okay.
She has two questions. So first is, how do you know what to wear for an audition?
Mm-hmm.
And second is, what happens when they say you look too modelly?
Got it. Well, this is my preference, and different casting directors will give you different feedback, but I am not a fan of costumes. I'm not a fan if you're playing like a lab technician to come in like wearing a white coat, or if you're playing a cop to come in with your own cop uniform. I don't like that. Yeah. I think it takes away from the experience. Yeah. I'm also for very, very, very plain clothes, so that way the director and the producers can see what they have to work with. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes a costume can take away from what we think, and sometimes actors, sometimes they come in a costume, they're relying too much on that costume, or their makeup, or their hair, or whatever it is.
Makeup.
To be that should be the performance. They rely on that to be their performance, and I would say I'm not a fan of that at all. So a lot of times, actually on season 4 of Z Nation, there was the role of a half zombie, half female woman. And I remember the girl that got it, she came in and she kind of had some weird makeup on, and her hair was weird, and she was wearing something stupid. And I grabbed her, and we went to another room, and I said, take her, we took everything out of her hair, and I gave her a cloth to wipe off all her makeup, and took off the stupid jacket she was wearing, because they didn't want to see a crazy zombie, they wanted to see an actress, and they wanted to see a woman who was going through, who was battling her internal demons, and she ended up getting that role.
Amazing.
But I knew, I would almost bet money that if she had gone in with the crazy hair and the makeup, she would not have gotten it, because that's all they would have seen. Yeah. They would have seen a really cheap Party City costume. Yeah. So, yeah.
So just stay quite natural, and
I would say that. Yeah, and I would say, but if the role is like conservative, like if you're playing like a detective investigating something, you might want to wear a jacket and have your hair pulled back. If you're playing like a flirtatious cheerleader, you might want to have your hair down and wear something cute.
Don't go hire a cheerleader outfit.
Right, yeah, no, I would not do that. Yeah. That takes away. That takes away too much. I've never been impressed with that. I still have yet for somebody to come in costume that I've been impressed with. Okay. So, because usually it's embarrassing for them and it's embarrassing for me. Yeah. I remember one time we were casting like a movie about Sinbad and had the genie. And some guys came in full, like they rented genie costumes.
Oh, wow.
And nobody's more embarrassed than I am, because I'm like, oh God, what'd they do? So, yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
there you go. So
Yeah.
just
Less is more.
yeah,
Less is more.
Less is more. So remember that.
Yeah, because it's all about you. It's all about
Yeah.
your performance. Because we're hiring you, not the costume.
Yeah. And just a side note, there are a few times where Scotty has told me to not wear makeup
Yeah.
for an audition. So
Yes.
I-
Less.
it-
I would say that's a big thing, especially now. We're going through a period where I notice a lot of women are just wearing a ton of makeup, and I know the producers and directors they don't like that because they have no idea what they have to work with.
Yeah.
And also I would also make sure your headshot is not too made up, all glamorous with hair blowing out and everything, unless you're prepared to look like that
Yeah.
all the time with no extra cost to production.
Yeah.
So I would say there's
Awesome.
that. Yeah.
That's a really good tip.
Well, yeah, I remember there was this one. We were very excited to see her because her headshot. She looked just gorgeous and had these. Remember, her hair is up and had beautiful diamond earrings on. She looked very, very glamorous. And instead, a woman came in that we thought was her mother. So so update those headshots.
Okay.
Even if you gained weight and everything like that, update your headshots.
Yes.
Yeah, and because you just do it. Update them all the time.
Yeah.
And I will say, there's right now there is a big need for people that look normal.
Oh wow.
People
So
that look normal, looking for people that have faults, looking for people that aren't 100% glamorous or handsome. One thing to remember is that the lead, usually nobody in the movie or the TV show can be better looking than the lead.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you'll look and you'll see like a TV show or a movie and think, why is everybody here so ugly? And then you look at the lead, and then that'll kind of tell you
Yeah.
why. So
because you don't want to upstage the lead.
Upstage the lead, right? Yeah. Well, there's a reason we have to. Yeah. For certain things, for different.
Yeah.
Other projects are always different, but most of the time, especially on features,
Yeah.
usually, unless it calls for their character to be more
Yeah.
to be better looking. Usually, the lead, nobody can be better looking than the lead.
So piggybacking off the better looking, if
Yeah.
you look too modelly, what
Yeah,
do you
well,
do?
yeah, I would say,
Tone it down.
well, yeah, tone it down. And I've even told some girls to, hey, can you go in and can you wipe some of this off or mess up your hair a bit or something
Yeah.
like that? Not trying to look too polished, unless the role calls for that.
Gotcha.
But I would say right now, especially right now with TV and film, it's the more natural look, the better.
Yeah.
Less is more. Just don't be afraid to show your flaws.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Your flaws make you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, next question is what do you look for when an actor walks into an audition room?
To be prepared.
Yes.
One thing that the Australians and the English have over their American competitors is how prepared they are. I mean, gosh, have your lines memorized, and also don't stop the audition if you screw up.
Keep going.
You just pause, maybe take a step back, and or take a couple lines back, and then just keep going, because this also shows the director and the producer what you're going to be like on set. Like if you forget a line and have a complete breakdown and say, "Oh God, I need to start over," that just tells them, "Oh, it's going to be a lot of work to get you through the day, and you're probably going to be very expensive."
Yeah.
I remember I just cast a film, and we had all these 9-year-old boys come in. And they were all so much more prepared than the adults, because I could tell that they'd been to class.
Isn't it amazing that I find the younger kids are a lot more prepared?
And also, almost every single one of those kids screwed up in their audition, and so they screwed up, and they paused, and then they kept going.
Amazing.
And I was so impressed.
Yeah.
Like the other adults were like crying and screaming and running out the door, or So that's the biggest thing that ticks me off is when they stop an audition. And also, do not do it. I don't care if you have screwed it up. At the end of your audition, don't say, "Oh God, that was terrible." Don't say, because I will have so many actors. I think they've done great, and then they say, "Oh God, that was awful."
Yeah.
And then
hold it in.
And then we think, "Oh yeah, maybe that was awful. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you were good. Yeah, thanks for telling me." Yeah. So
Hilarious.
yeah.
So hold
yeah.
it in. If you think you've done awful,
Hold it in.
go cry in the car.
Yeah.
Don't do it in the actual casting room.
Right. And just say thank you, and wait for them. Maybe they'll give you a redirect.
Yeah.
But hold your ground. Hold your ground. Less is more, and just shut up.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me tell you that's the biggest power is just shutting up.
All right. So just walk in, do your thing,
Yeah.
and that's it.
And I remember this on pitches from writing, because I've gone in with a producer, and I've handed something in, like a pitch document, and I may know it's not my best work because I may know that I've only had like a couple hours to work on it,
Yeah.
but they don't know that.
Yeah.
And I remember this one, and I was very insecure about the pitch, and I gave it to him, and I watched him read it, and he was kind of looking at it like this and everything, and I so wanted to say, "Oh, I know that's bad. Can I take this weekend to rework on it?" But he read it, and then he looked at me and he said, "Yep, we're good to go." But I would have screwed that up.
Because you're insecure because you didn't spend enough time on it.
Because you know that. Yeah, and
But-
you may think it's
yeah.
not your best work,
Yeah.
but they don't know that.
So keep it
They
in,
don't know
hold
that.
it in.
Yes, exactly. Right.
That's it.
Because what you may not think is your best work might be actually phenomenal compared
Yeah.
to the other people that have come in there.
Well, that's-
And also another thing is keep your eyes on your own paper. What I mean by that is if you walk into an audition room and there's 10 other people that look like you, or you might even see some name actors in the room, don't be intimidated. There's a reason why that director brought you in there.
Yeah.
So just focus on that, and just focus on on having fun and giving the best performance in the room and making a connection. Another thing that I like, especially if the director's in the room, is before you start, say, "I have a question about the script," or "I have a question about the character."
Yep.
Nobody asks questions, and if you ask a question, it immediately shows the director that you're interested in the character and you're interested in the story.
So you like you want to add another layer to your character.
Right, because a lot of times I've seen some actors do that, and after they leave, they say, "Wow, they really like that. They really like the script," and they may not, but but they're just just go through the motions. Even if
Yeah.
you're not very interested, just lie and pretend you are, and ask a question. Yeah, help. Like for instance, a good question is, "What can you tell me more about what happened right before this scene?" That's easy.
And you know what's
Yeah.
funny is a lot of the time we do a lot of preparation for the script, and you actually don't know what's happening before that.
Right.
So you could be coming into the audition completely off because you've have this preconceived like, help me.
Yeah, like a preconceived notion,
Yeah.
like you always
Yeah.
an assumption.
Yeah.
And it might be completely different from what the director wants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's always good to ask questions.
Yeah. And don't be upset as if you get into the room and they don't ask you to do it again. Different directors are very different. I have one director, he never asks he never gives feedback. He never asks a director to redo it.
Yeah.
I mean, he never asks an actor to redo it, because he always says their instinct is what they're going to do on set. So don't make assumptions that they don't like you, or maybe they do. And if a casting director keeps calling you back, that means they like you.
Okay.
That also means you need to keep improving.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is
that helpful?
That is awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So learn your lines and get out of your own way.
Learn your lines, get out of your own way, and focus.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Scotty.
You got it.
And yeah, we'll keep these coming. I hope you enjoyed our Q&A with casting director and writer Scotty Mullen. Make sure to head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe so that you can get notified of any future Q&A with casting directors, agents and managers. If you have any questions, head over to our Facebook page and you can post them there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Was that okay?
That was great.
Okay.
Me.
Was it recording or not? Okay. Oh, it was? Okay. Okay. I can see.